Good morning. On behalf of the Great Shazy River Memorial Post 1418 and the Ladies Auxiliary, we want to welcome everyone to our Veterans Day ceremony. Please join me in a Pledge of Allegiance. Salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. 2. The holiday we observe as Veterans Day actually began as Armistice Day, set aside to commemorate the end of World War I on November 11, 1918. In the decades that followed, this day became a holiday of tribute, honoring the veterans of all U.S. wars. The name was officially changed to Veterans Day in 1954. We are gathered here this morning to pay solemn tribute to all veterans who have served or are still serving honorably in the armed forces of our great nation. It is only fitting that we share a few minutes this day to recognize the sacrifices and service rendered by those brave men and women who have worn and are still wearing the uniforms of our armed forces. A great debt of thanks is owed to those who served our country in the time of war and paid a price, far too often the supreme price, and also to those who bear the wounds and scars of brutal conflict. As veterans of foreign wars, we have earned the right to speak for those whose voices are forever stilled, and for their loved ones who will never forget. The objectives of our great organization define our responsibilities, among which are the charges to perpetuate the memory and history of our dead, to assist their widows and orphans, to assist worthy comrades. Therefore, let the words go forth this day in one clear and loud voice: we shall not forget. First comrade.
In Flanders fields, the poppies blow between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place. And in the sky, the larks still bravely singing, fly scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you, from failing hands, we throw the torch. Be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us, who die, we shall not sleep. Till poppies grow in Flanders fields.
Second comrade.
Sleep on, brave soldiers. Sleep, sleep where the poppies grow. Sleep on, brave soldiers. In your places, row on row. The lark still soaring in the skies, still bravery singing, soaring high away above the cannon's roar, scarce heard amid the guns as yore, before you slept in Flanders fields. The faith with you we've kept in battle with the foe, on crimson fields, by you we slept where poppies blow. The torch you flung, to us we caught, with blistering hands we've bravely fought on to hold it high, to guard you through the night, and at the dawn to guide you to the light, when you awake from Flanders fields.
Comrade Martin.
What is a veteran? Webster's definition is an old soldier, an individual who has served one long time, a former member of the armed forces, a person of long experience in an occupation or skill. In other words, it has a lot of meanings. To one who has served his country honorably and faithfully, it means one thing: he is a patriot who answered his country's call. To the others who served, he is a comrade and has a binding communion that only he and his comrades understand. To the veteran, his definition would be as follows. They served their country when the President and Congress asked them to. They gave a part of their youth to serve the United States. They agreed to go anywhere that they were asked, regardless of the danger. They agreed to live under any conditions that they came in contact with. The biggest decision they made was that they were willing to face an enemy or weapon that might be used against them. Finally, they were to offer their life, if necessary, so that their family, friends, and fellow Americans back home could live in complete freedom as they have in the past. Now let's take one step at a time. Our government called and asked them to leave their home and loved ones and help solve a threat to the United States. This call by the President was also approved by Congress that we sent to Washington to represent us. They agreed to give up part of their youth and postpone their education and delay their future plans for a profession, home, and family until the problem was solved. Our veterans were to go anywhere they were asked to go. They were willing to leave their home and family and travel to the far corners of the earth, live among strangers who have different customs, food, religion, and different languages. Many times they were the enemy that we were fighting, and our soldiers had to be on constant alert to protect their lives. They were in constant danger of germs and virus that their body was not immune to. Blood-sucking leeches, poisonous snakes, wild animals, bad water, frozen feet, and too many other features to name here. The most serious problem of all was that he faced a vicious and cruel enemy, and also weapons that tear and rip the body. He may have to breathe air the enemy has poisoned. He also has been trained not to question orders of his superior officers that may end his life at any second. An example is to try to take a beachhead where the enemy is entrenched in positions that are almost impossible to destroy. Even under these conditions, he must move forward and take the enemy's stronghold. The only protection you have comes from your comrades and from above. Finally, our veterans are willing to pay the supreme sacrifice so the American people may enjoy the wonderful freedom that we have in the United States. To sum it all up, a veteran is a young man or woman who has answered their country's call to guarantee that our freedom and rights will not only continue for this generation, but also the future generations. The veterans of yesterday and today warn you that our way of life does not come cheap. Hundreds of thousands of young men and women have given their lives, and millions have suffered permanent injuries to protect freedom. When your nation calls, answer it, because the youths of today and tomorrow have our future in their hands.
Madam President,
a Veterans Day prayer. May God grant courage to all those who are helping to defend the principle of freedom on which all our lives depend. Comfort to the families who have loved ones far away, doing what they can to serve their country well each day. Wisdom to our leaders as they talk and work to find answers that respect all sides and honor humankind. Blessings to veterans, all who've gone before, who've done their part throughout the world to open freedom's door.
Comrade Bourgeois, roll call of deceased members. Okay.
Hiram Maybear, John Anamet, Russell Armstrong, George Aubry, Orville Aubry, Armand Béchard, George Cameron, Walter Kluge, Joe Dicos, James Doran, Joseph Dumoulin, Robert Dupuy, Burton Frenier, Thomas Glasgow, William Hanel, Rufus LaFountain, Kenneth Lapierre, Paul Lopez, Robert Lucia, Owen Moore, Carl Morehouse, Lawrence Mayette, Maurice Mayette, Clifton Nichols, Patrick O'Neill, Gerald Pelkey, Morris Pelkey, Clifford Perrier, Albert Finesse, Francis Rebedew, Ronald Reed, Forrest Roberts, Joseph Roberts, Lawrence Russell, Casimir Sawicki, Clarence Schaff, Stanley Spiegel, George Surchak, Benjamin Staruski, Harold Trombley, Eli Walker, Walter Weiland, Harrison Wilson, Carlton Boyer, Leland LaPlante, Carl Begor, Abraham Belrose, Gerald Bullis, George Lewis, Benjamin Nephew, Alfred Osterhout, Scott Dooley, Eldred Grew, Joseph Filio, Elvis Champagne, William LaForest, Ray Stiles, William Bridges, Stan Savage, Joe Mercier, Jacques Lafayette, Gerard Juno, Steve Blanctin, Rainy Duquette, Albert Ashline, Stanley Subernon, Richard Royce, Clifford Nevader, Roy Smith, Herman Dupuy, Harold Mayette, Frank Davis, Ron Ogilvy, Tony Baldino, Walter Thompson, Thomas LaFountain, and John Studevant.
Madam President, roll call of auxiliary deceased members.
Rose Lapierre, Marie Lucia, Annette Bianc, Claire Fillion, Frances Hebert, Loretta Arno, Sadie Martin, Margaret Colum, Beulah Ashline, Ella LaFountain, Doris Tallman, Mina Hebert, Lucille Gay, Rose Bouillet.
Comrades, 10 put. Present. Palm. Firing squad. Hey. Hey. Take off the safety. Hey. Fire. 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 Order, home. Well, this concludes our Veterans Day service for 1997. I want to thank Sam Castine and Hometown Cable for coming and taping this. I want to give a special thanks to Chris for attending our Veterans Day ceremony. Chris is a Boy Scout with Troop 37 in Moores, New York. Please, everybody come in. Let's have a little bit of fellowship, hot coffee, and we do have some donuts in there. Thank you very much.
Hold up, boys. Eddie. Eddie. Give me a gun one that...